Okay, guys, so we're going to get ready to make some blackened chicken. You're going to need a little bit of chicken flavored bouillon, Tony's, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, poultry seasoning, and a little bit of paprika. So you want to go ahead and soak your chicken. This is pretty much just soaked in a whole lemon that I cut in half, squeezed over it, and put some vinegar in the water. Want to clean that up, get rid of any fat or any excess. Want to go ahead, and these are pretty much just a thin slice chicken breast. I like the thin slice. I am getting ready to put this over a salad, so I only use the thick ones if I'm making like jambalaya or something like that. So you're going to go ahead and season this up with a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder. You're going to add in your black pepper, and then you want to start with your salt, of course. Like I always say, you want to see the salt. So you're going to add in a little bit of Tony's, and once you get that all seasoned up, you want to add in your chicken bouillon. You want to be very careful with the bouillon. The bouillon is very, very salty because it's ultimately concentrated bouillon. So it's basically salt. So next you want to add in your salt-free poultry seasoning. This is pretty much just dried herbs, gives the chicken a great flavor. Then you're going to want to add in your paprika. You're going to want to be generous with this because we are trying to blacken it, and that paprika gives it a nice caramelized color, so to speak. You're going to go ahead and get ready to mix that all up. Make sure everything is nice and incorporated. And then we're going to get ready to head over and put that in our pan. We want to heat our skillet up. We are using a cast iron skillet. You guys, to blacken things, you have to use a cast iron skillet. Please, I cannot stress this enough. So you're going to put a little bit of olive oil down the bottom, just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. Once you're finished doing that, you'll add about a couple teaspoons or tablespoons of butter. All right, guys, so once you got the skillet nice and hot and everything nice and melted, you want to work pretty fast. You don't want the butter to burn. So you're going to take your chicken and lay them down in there flat on each side. Make sure it's 100% flat because you want to get that blackened effect on each side of the chicken. You don't want to overcrowd the pan, but as many that fit in there comfortably. In this case, I can squeeze have a small third one that I can squeeze in there. That's perfect. And you're going to cook them in batches if you have more than 3 or 4, or however many chicken breast or strips that you have in there. You want to squeeze a little bit of fresh lemon over it. That helps with the juiciness and the flavor. It doesn't taste like lemon. It helps enhance the flavor ultimately. Then you're going to want to go ahead, and when this looks like it's getting crusty on the underside, if you can see like around the edges, it looks crunchy. You're going to go ahead and take a fork and go ahead and flip that over, or a spatula, or whatever you like to use. I just use a fork. It doesn't really matter. And you're going to want to flip that over and let it cook evenly on the other side. These cook for about 6 or 7 minutes on each side. I mean, they're thin. It doesn't take chicken breast long to cook at all. But the point of this is you want them to actually be blackened and still be flavorful. So that's the big part. You're going to squeeze a little bit of lemon on the other side, just like you did the other side before you flipped it. And then you're going to go ahead and let those cook for the next 6 or 7 minutes. So this is the next batch. I had 2 extra ones that I had to go ahead and put in the pan. So what I'm going to do is, since I already flipped these, I'm going to go ahead and add the remaining chicken back in the pan. So I ultimately cook the chicken until it's about 75% ready. These are not 100% ready. On the inside, if you were to cut these, they'll probably still be pink. That's a no-no. So you want to go ahead and add those back in the pan. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add in those juices that came off the first batch. That's flavor, no flavor left behind. And then you're going to add in just a little bit of water. And I do not mean a lot of water to boil it. Please don't do that. You're just going to add in, well, that's me adding in a little bit of butter just for the flavor so the underside doesn't stick because I added the chicken back in the pot. So here you just see me add a little bit of water, and I mean just a little bit, just enough to basically make it steam. You're going to let this chicken steam the remainder of the way, probably about another 5 to 7 minutes. It does not take long to do that. You're going to go ahead and cover that up, turn it down low, and let that steam. And voila, when you open the skillet again, you will have blackened chicken that is still juicy and amazing.